What up, y'all? It's Zay G 33. I'm back with a video, and today we talking about how suckers are the most dangerous type of man, and how being a sucker, if that is what you going through right now, can be detrimental to your future. So, it's the internet era, and all type of words, pop up that people like to use. So when I use the term sucker, if you don't know what that means, a lot of people are using the SIMP word. A lot of people are using I think that's about it. That's the word I use, and that's basically a sucker. So we've all seen it before. We've seen that dude, and it might have been you before. It might have been me before. We've seen that dude who's running behind a female, and this is the part where it gets dangerous. We've seen that dude who's been running behind the female, and he's willing to do whatever for her. She might have a boyfriend, or she might be in a rocky relationship, and this dude's like, he did what? He did what to you? Man, no, I'm gonna take care of it. That type of dude right there, sucker. So now that we're on the same page and we know what I'm talking about, we gonna talk about how they are the most dangerous type of individual, because a lot of times that dude who is gonna be lying about another man to a female to make himself look better, and so that she might like him more, or he might just lie just because he's jealous of another individual and want to make him look less. You know what I'm saying? He might know he doesn't even have a chance. We've all seen it before. Or he knows the girl's in a rocky relationship and he's trying to, man, you deserve better. He get on that Mari, you should let me love you, let me be the one, give you everything you want, me type dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with loving a woman and everything like that, but if you're doing it like a sucker, man, that's where it gets weird. That's where it gets dangerous for other individuals and for the sucker too, because that sucker might be thinking that it's sweet and end up getting deleted because he didn't know how the situation was really gonna play out. So, like I'm saying, man, the last video I did, I was talking about the mind of a hater and and how a hater thinks. Because a lot of times, if you're not in the mindset of hating, if you don't got no hate in your heart for nobody else, it's hard for you to comprehend why somebody is acting a certain way towards you, acting weird towards you. Whenever you just get them vibes from somebody like, what's wrong with dude? Is he all right? Like they might just be looking at you crazy. You ain't never had a conversation with this person and nothing. Like they might got that hate spirit in them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like haters and suckers are like fraternal twins. They got different faces, but they're the same thing. So I can't even say that they're cousins. Like, I feel like fraternal twins is the best term, because it's almost like a hater is a sucker too, and usually a sucker is a hater too. So I feel like fraternal twins is the right term for it. But now that we've kind of got to the point of identifying the sucker and how a sucker can be dangerous, now we're gonna talk about the flip side and how it can be detrimental if you got that in you. And we've all been tender before. Like, I gotta stop saying we've all, because maybe we haven't all been tender. There's a lot of dudes, that get in my comment. I ain't never been no hater, man. I came out my mama, you know what I'm saying, giving love and praise to everybody else. I never had hate in my heart or my spirit in my past life, my future life, none of that. So, yeah. Anybody out there who has been tender before, I can say I've been tender before about a female, you know what I'm saying? And I really believe that it's not necessarily in you. We almost get programmed like the R&B, the movies, you know what I'm saying? You riding around in your car, or back when we was younger and you had the iPod Shuffle, the one that ain't had no screen or no, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like a little stick. You walking around listening to that I got this ice box where my heart used to be. You listening to all of that. You listening, your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? You listening to all that. You just getting in your emotions and your feelings, you know what I'm saying? And then you meet a girl and then you just got all this playing in your head. You might have just watched this movie over here. So you feeling like this what you supposed to do, So if you wasn't taught properly, then you might end up getting tender. And I feel like tender graduates into sucker a little bit sometimes. Like, So you may be tender but not be a sucker, but you know what I'm saying? It can elevate there. So I say that to say, like, if you identify those characteristics in you as you get older, like, I'm assuming everybody who watches my channel is probably in between, my demographics say 18 to like 35 or something like that. So if you still got that sucker up in you and you of that age, man, you got to identify it in you. Like, if you find yourself looking at other men and being and just like scowling at them, and you looking at other men and you just feel a rumbling in you, like, what, man, dude, like, dude lame, dude, you know what I'm saying, he just think if you find yourself having them thoughts and stuff towards other dudes, you know, that is a demonic spirit. You seen The Conjuring where she was like, I know your name, and she was like, Malik, and then he was like, ah. That's what I gotta come up to him and be like, I know your name, sucker, and then motherfucker, it's gonna come out. It's a demonic entity living in you called sucker. If you are out here looking at other dudes and just why the girls like him and all of that, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need prayer. You know what I'm saying? You need to take a step back from everything and just focus on you. Because honestly, that's the main thing. And this video might be kind of similar to the last one. Because like I said, suckers and haters are fraternal twins. So you got to take a step back and work on you. Because when you're working on yourself, the only thing you looking at other people for is improvement. You're going to look at another person and be like, man, like, you may ask them, like, how you got this or how you got that. And then you're like, I bet I'm going to add that to my little situation so I can level up a little bit or something, you know, or whatever it is, you know. But like I say, in this whole video about just being a sucker, bruh, if you can identify that in yourself, you are miles ahead of the other ones, you know, because once you identify it, then you know you can do something about it, or you can start working with it a little bit. But if you don't think you a sucker and you a sucker, you might be too far gone. So, like I said, with them being the most dangerous type of person, a sucker will do anything to get what they want. Usually a female, might be a job, might be favor from someone. They'll lie on you. They'll cheat you. They are not what we tend to call stand-up guys. That's pretty much the opposite of a sucker is a stand-up guy. If you're a stand-up guy, your opposite is a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing a lot of that in media today. Like, we're seeing a lot of people just not being stand up. You see a lot of people, this is sucker behavior too. Somebody gets into an altercation, or somebody gets into a disagreement with somebody that they're calling their friend, and they take all of it to the internet for the world to see. But you need a audience to judge your guys' situation. Are you guys not, you know, wise enough to manage your, you know, internal conflicts amongst one another? That's sucker behavior. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, like I said, to know that you're being a sucker, you have to know the characteristics and traits of a sucker. Some people just don't know. They might be repeating behaviors that they seen. You remember what I said earlier about how when you was tender back then, if you was tender back then, it's because probably the movies you was watching, the music you was listening to. You might got mamas and sisters who they playing, you know, certain kind of music, and you telling her about a girl you like, and she said, oh, you just gotta be nice, and you just gotta woo her, and ooh. Yeah, like, a lot of times it's programming that make you act this way. So I might do a part 2 to this, because I'm trying to keep everything at 10, because I know a lot of people don't got the attention span to watch a video all the way through unless they listen to stuff while they work. Because when I listen to stuff while I work, boy, I listen to something for 3 hours. But this is just a part 1 about the dangers of suckers, why it's detrimental to your life to be a sucker. And yeah, pretty much that's it, man. Zay G 33. I'm up out of here.